Hey, we're going to take a look here at factoring on quadratics. And we are working on some Algebra 2. This is lesson 2-3. And it's the first problem that's been assigned. So how to factor this? There's several ways to factor. We have learned some other methods. There's a factoring by grouping where you split the 3 into 2 parts that you can make the 18 from, like a -6 and a +3 multiplied. But when it gets, if there's a leading coefficient out here on the x² of 1, I think it's just as easy to look at it. So if you think about that, you need an x times an x to make this x². And the two numbers, like I just wrote down here, a -6 and a +3. So your x times your x here is x². Your -6 times your +3, negative times a positive is a negative 18. This x times this 3 is a positive 3x. And then we just have one left, this -6 times that x. And these two do combine to make my -3x. Bring that x² down, bring this 18 down. Some people like a method that it's a rectangle and a diamond. I'll kind of go through that somewhat quickly. You can put these things in slightly different places, but it basically works the same. Your x² goes in a corner, and then the opposite diagonal is the -18. You multiply those two things together. It's usually written up here in the top, -18x². Your middle term, in this case, the -3x, goes on the bottom. And now you try to figure out what two things multiply to the -18. Put a times sign up there, and they add up to this -3x. And so again, I think we just did this, a -6x and a +3x. Do they multiply to -18x²? I believe they do. Do they add up to this -3x? Yep, they sure do. Then these two things that we just found, the -6x and the 3x, go in the other two corners of this rectangle. And now what you do is you look for the greatest common factor to put on the outside of here. So I'm going to say, when I look across this row right here, they both have an x. Well, that x times here has to multiply to make this, so that has to be an x. And then what goes out here times this x down on the bottom has to make this -6x, so that'd be a -6. We just have one left. This x times whatever we put down here has to make this 3x, so that'd be a 3. And so my factored form here on the left side over here, this would correspond to x -6. And on the bottom, this being a +3, x + 3. And you see that comes out to the same thing we had over here. So if you like a specific and it's kind of graphical way to draw it out, it feels to me a little slower, but maybe at first when you're just learning it, I think eventually on a problem like this, we would want you to be able to do it this way because it's a little more efficient in terms of time. So let's put it in there and see how we did. X -6 times my x + 3. Scroll down and click the check answer, and we got it. All right, let's move on to the next problem. Good luck there, everybody.